Welcome back, guys, to my Let's Play of Gabriel Knight, The Beast Within. Where we left off, we have been museum, touring, checking, and we're just talking to this lovely gentleman about Wagner, and the opera, and a couple other things here and there. And we may have to do a journal heist, but we'll see what happens.
I'm curious. Is there any other information that points to the lost opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see, my brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't have been private. Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in Munich.
Yes, but that it would get so far without Wagner telling others? Why keep it a secret?
Maybe there was a very good reason for secrecy.
For example?
Like... Never mind.
To keep in secrecy in regards to the Black Wolf, to lure the Black Wolf, to capture him, to bring him to that place, and to get rid of the Black Wolf. I think that's essentially what was supposed to happen, and it didn't because people thought he was batshit crazy, kidnapped Ludwig, sent him to the ward, and then he died without being able to finish that off. I'm kind of thinking that's what's happening. Anyway, anything else?
I don't have anything to ask Georg about.
Okay, can we show him, like, stuff? What? Oh, I don't have any. What is this? What was this again? Oh, the letter. I wonder if I can show him the letter. Let's see if I can show it to him.
I'm not sure Georg would want to see that.
Damn it. That's her wallet. Okay, well, I'm guessing we are done here with the exception of that journal.
Cosima was Wagner's wife, I think. She probably just talks about him in her journal.
Anywho, let's leave. Let's first talk to our lovely, psychic lady. Well, let's... Oh, okay, she's back. I wonder if she has any information for us.
Hi, did you have a good time?
Uh-huh. Anything new?
Yes, you had a phone call.
Really?
A man named Professor Barkley. He said you had his number.
I do. Thanks.
And now they're best friends. Took them like, well, I guess 2 episodes to make them best friends. Well, let's talk to her.
Gerda?
Yes.
Have you heard from Gabriel at all?
No, Grace, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Okay, so nothing with her, but let's take that phone call. In the one and only place I know there's a phone. Would you think there would be a phone in other places, but whatever. We're just gonna plop our ass down here and use the phone.
Who should I call?
Oh, you know who to call. That one.
Hello?
Hi, Professor Barkley. It's Grace.
Oh, good. I have a name for you. It's Herr Josef Dahlmeier, and he specializes in Bavarian history, and I think he's somewhere near you are.
Herr Josef Dahlmeier. Great, got a number?
Yeah, I do. It's 4982-555-2234.
Thanks a lot. Sorry about the bother.
That's no bother. When are you coming back to school, Gracie?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Well, be good.
Can we say never? Because I don't think she'll come back. Anyway, we got that phone number. Let's make a quick phone call. Get this out of the way.
Hallo?
Hallo, sind Sie Herr Josef Dahlmeier?
Yeah, you must be Grace Nakamura, the American history student.
Yes,
I hear you're interested in Ludwig II.
very.
Good. There's something I want to show you. Drive to Berg on Starnberger See. Meet me at the Memorial Chapel.
All right, thank you.
Oh, wait. Was there anything you wanted me to look into before we meet?
Well, I was hoping you knew something about someone called the Black Wolf. He was a contemporary of Ludwig's. He lived in Prussia, I think, and he was well connected.
Never heard of him, but I'll check. See you there.
Thanks. Bye.
Is it just me, or did he have the same haircut as Ludwig? I'm sorry, I have to toss that out there. It looked very similar to the picture. Yeah. I could be just thinking incorrect. Let's see if I can find that book again.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before. Yep, English. Huh.
And what a quinky dink. There's a book about him in English. Okay, well, let's take a quick gander. Yeah, see, like, he's got the same haircut as the dude on the phone. What the pickle? Anywho, I guess we got some reading again to do. Hopefully she'll read it for me, and I don't have to read it for you guys.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident? Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved. A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische Archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
Okay, this is very interesting. We found out how he met possibly the Black Wolf.
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880, when he fell into disfavor.
Interesting. Oh, there's way more. Holy... Okay, no, I thought there was way more. Good.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Okay, that could reveal quite a bit, especially about how Ludwig met possibly the Black Wolf. Anyway, hey.
Nothing else I can use in the biography section. There's nothing else on werewolves in the occult section. I'm not sure what...
Okay, so nothing else. Now, before we go and do anything else, let's, first of all, talk to her.
I don't have anything...
Okay, nothing new. Let's go back to the tavern and talk to our lovely psychic. See if she has found anything new and interesting. And then we will head, I guess, to... Oh, what? They're gone. What the shit? Where the hell did they go? This is baffling. They told me they stay there. Okay, well, let's talk to him. Why not? You're still here. Can you hear me out?
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Hey. I need to talk to you about my sadness. Oh, there we go. Where are they? Yes, thank you.
Are the Smiths in their room?
Ja, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Oh, ja, natürlich.
Ew. Okay.
Now you just tell Merle what's going on.
Yes, I shall. Yep, that's why I want to ask.
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods by wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside. He pulled me up, and I thought I was safe. But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess and Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud. But the warning I got was about the Black Wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact. But I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Okay. So I wonder if I can show her the book. Let's see. No. Maybe I have to be in conversation.
I don't have anything.
Okay, then no. Okay. I wonder if he would have anything archived paper-wise. I doubt it, but we're gonna try. Oh, no, not that way. Not that way. It was that way. We haven't talked to him in a while, so I am curious.
Guess they're closed.
Okay, so he's closed. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Okay. At least he kept that, place open so kids can go in there and cause trouble, Something he didn't want. But anywho, let's go back into here. No one knew. Nothing. Oh, actually.
Those look better.
Okay, so nothing. Okay. Well.
Grace Nakamura.
Yes, that's you, Grace. There was... Okay, nothing new there. Okay. Well, I guess we have to travel to where the gentleman was? I should really save before I go do that. Let's do that. Let's save. Travel. Let's just do that. Okay. So let's take the keys. And okay. Yeah, I'm guessing I have to head there, so let's go there. See what he has to show us. Oh, this isn't creepy at all. Oh! Nope! Not at all. Walk, little Grace.
It's a memorial chapel.
Okay. We're gonna keep walking this way, aren't we?
This is where he died. You must be Grace. Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Josef. I didn't mean to startle you. I wanted you to see it. I feel him here the most, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
I have a... Oh, we... Yep, we got quite a bit, but that is correct. He did drown. So let's, I guess, start from the top. Boop.
Professor Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes. He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian and a history buff, that's enough to hook me right there.
But there's more, right?
He was a romantic, a dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned.
Sounds like you can relate.
Me? Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not every eye in the country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel? Pick his brain?
No. I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise. Tell me about Ludwig.
I don't know where to start. There's so much. Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated better terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated by Bismarck. At least that's what I think anyway.
What about Ludwig personally?
You'll find two perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view. Ludwig was plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient, isn't it? That he was a devout Catholic, there is no question, and I'm sure there were pressures on him to be normal. But he was no prude. He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment. No one loved him back as purely as he himself loved.
Well, if it wasn't sexual guilt that tormented him, what was it?
I don't know. His diary was filled with self-guilt, but I'm sure it's not about that. If I knew, I'd write my own book, set the record straight, so to speak.
Have you read anything about Ludwig's midnight sleigh rides?
Would that have been something? To be out at night and suddenly see him sweep by with his entourage? They say the night agitated Ludwig, and that being outdoors and the rushing feeling of the sleigh calmed him down. Sometimes even the sleigh wasn't enough. He would stop in some remote woods, order his servants to stay put, and go wandering off by himself for hours. It drove the servants crazy.
Tell me about Bismarck.
Oh, Bismarck. He was the Prussian Kaiser's chancellor. Not a nice man. Bismarck had a reputation for learning people's weaknesses and manipulating them. It's a matter of record that he had spies on Ludwig's staff. He may even have had a henchman even closer to the king. And he was involved in the conspiracy to declare Ludwig insane.
Did you find out anything about the Black Wolf?
I did. I'd read about him before, but I hadn't realized that was who you were talking about. His name was Godin, Paul Godin. I found a reference to his being called the Black Wolf after you telephoned.
I've never heard of him. Who was he?
Godin lived on the fringes of the Prussian court. He was handsome, charming, dangerous, or so they say. He was variously rumored to have been a foreign prince, a Prussian spy, even an assassin. Since you were interested in him, I found out some things that are probably true. It said he came from abroad in the mid-1800s, but claimed high German blood.
Do you know where he came from?
No. And he was ruthlessly ambitious. He probably found out who held the power, Bismarck, and offered his services. Bismarck was a good judge of talent, of that sort anyway.
What else do you know about Godin?
He must have done something remarkable. Bismarck was not a generous man. He liked to string people along with promises, but rarely came through. He did for Godin, though. He gave him a royal title and lands in 1863. And that was the last reference I found to him.
Well, how could he just disappear?
It's not that unusual. Back then, when you were given a title, you usually changed your name and moved to a place where no one knew your past, so you could act with impunity. Or be a pompous ass and get away with it.
Is there any way to find out what Godin was called after he got his title?
Is it that critical?
It might be.
Well, you could send away for a copy of the entitlement deed, assuming it has been destroyed during one of the wars. Godin's new name would be on it. But you would need a research permit from the government to access those records, and they can be very hard to get. A lot of red tape.
Great.
The other thing we could do is look possibly in the Schuttenjäger's library. There could be something in regards to that. Maybe in the book that we sent to Gabriel. Something like that. It could be possible.
What do you know about Ludwig's hunting accident?
A couple of years ago, I was introduced to this great old man, a real old world farmer. Well, his grandfather was Richard Horning, Ludwig's equestrian. Oh, he told some great Ludwig stories. Sometimes I get lucky. Anyway, he said that after the hunting accident, Ludwig got terribly ill, that he had a fever and was acting crazy. They were afraid that the wolf had been carrying a disease or that the bite had gone septic.
A wolf bit him?
Yeah, it's not so unusual. There were a lot of wolves in the Alps back then. The servants were really worried, but Ludwig recovered, physically anyway. Horning's grandfather said it was the fever that broke Ludwig's mind, that he was worse than ever after that.
Okay, wait a second. He got bit by a wolf. Are we sure he actually died then? Or if he died, he possibly a Schuttenjäger killed him because he was becoming a werewolf. I wonder if that's the case. I'm sorry, but that was a huge, giant red flag that just lifted up, flailed its hands around, and kept doing it. It's still doing it. It's like that Microsoft Word little, paperclip that shows up where he's annoying you. It's that kind of huge, hey-oh, hey-oh. Anywho, let's continue with this. This is actually really important.
What do you mean Ludwig got worse after the accident?
Ludwig always had been a very private person. But after the accident, he got darker, more crazy. Towards the end, he was even forcing his servants to enter his chambers bent over so they couldn't see his face. Horning's grandfather said his temper was fearsome. He would fly into a rage at the least mistake.
Must have been terrified of him.
Yes, well. Horning's grandfather felt sorry for Ludwig, and Ludwig hated his own violence. He was always giving gifts to his servants to apologize.
You mentioned that there were other reasons why Ludwig's servants feared him.
That's another of Horning's mysteries. There's a story about Neuschwanstein. Apparently there was a period of time of 2 or 3 months when Wagner would come and visit him.
Wagner?
There. Yeah. The two would lock themselves in the singers' hall. Horning's grandfather said the sounds that came from there were awful. Well, the servants had superstitious minds anyway. Some of them quit over it, just walked away.
What kind of sounds?
Horning's grandfather called them heartbreaking and ungodly. Maybe it was Wagner trying to sing.
Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for your help.
It's my pleasure. And if you ever want to talk again, just give me a call. I'll meet you down.
I will. Thanks.
Servus.
Bye.
Okay, so we got a ton of information from that. Very alarming, like, possibly big, huge plot points. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. You got the church, and then it picks a rating. Sorry.
This is where they found Ludwig's body.
Unless that's actually what it looks like writing-wise in that, I'm very impressed. But, sorry, I had to point that out. Oh, we can...
I wonder what it felt like under there.
Drowning. Panic.
I wonder what it...
A sense of, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I wonder what it...
What else can we do? I don't think there's anything else. No. Can we go to that, that site up there? I wonder if we can go in there.
It's a memorial.
It doesn't look like we can. You know what, guys? I'm actually going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series so far. Of course, as usual, let me know. Like, comment, please subscribe as well, and check out my other videos as well. With that, you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!